19 years ago, my mom and dad sat in Dr. Stinson's office in Salt Lake City as he told them that my dad had inherited a genetic kidney disease that was life-threatening. At this point, my mom lost it and started to bawl. And I think it was a lot harder for my mom than it was for my dad, knowing that 25 years previously, the same disease had killed my grandfather and left my grandmother a widow, age of 38, with 6 kids to raise on her own. Imagine, put yourself in my mom's shoes. How would you feel? And she collected herself. She asked Dr. Stinson 2 questions. Number 1, she asked him, "What are we going to do?" And Dr. Stinson replied by saying, "Well, we're going to give Richard, my dad, a transplant. We're going to get him a transplant." And he went on to explain that organ transplantation had developed over the past 20 years amazingly, to the point where someone with polycystic kidney disease who would have not had a chance to live 20 years previously had a chance to live, given that there was transplantation. Number 2 question she asked Dr. Stinson was, what is going to happen to my children? Myself included, my brothers in the audience. She asked about us. Dr. Stinson replied by saying, well, the disease doesn't develop till many years down the road. And if they acquired the disease, since it's a dominant gene that they acquire, they'll need a transplant too. And so my dad was put on a waiting list. Currently on that same waiting list in the United States, there are 90,000 Americans waiting a life-saving transplant. Whether it's a heart, a liver, a kidney, there are 90,000 individuals waiting on that list. Now, 16 die every single day. To put that in perspective, that's 2 rows here. And in 2 weeks, this entire room will be gone. Because there are not adequate donors to give them that life-saving transplant that they need. Now, to be a donor is a voluntary decision. It doesn't cost a penny. And it's something that every single one here can do. Now, a donor can save the lives of up to 9 different people with vital organs, like I mentioned, the heart, kidneys. And it's something we can all do. And so that's why I'm standing here before you today, is to plead with every single one of you to become an organ donor. If you have already, if you have on your license plate, it says donor, if you're from the state of Utah, great. But that's not enough. You need to let your families know as well of your decision, so that in a time of crisis, they know what to do. Now I remember praying every single day for years that my dad, as his health deteriorated, would receive a kidney, so he would be with us, so he wouldn't die. And I will never forget the morning when I was watching Saturday morning cartoons and the phone rang. And it was for my dad. And he came in afterwards and said, "Hey, Cam, guess what? They found a kidney for me. Now I'll be transplanted this tonight." And that meant the world to our family. The night before, a 17-year-old girl in New York City had been killed in a motorcycle accident. And she was pronounced brain dead that morning in a hospital in New York. And her kidney matched up perfectly with my dad. And from that day on, my dad has had a tremendous help. And I'm forever grateful for that. Now, I don't know if I have the gene that causes polycystic kidney disease. I won't find out for a few more years. But I just want you to think that upon being a donor, you could save my life, you could save my brother's life, or you could save somebody else's life that you know. And so, I encourage you all, before you leave today, I got 2 buddies that are going to be this door and this door, okay? And I went to the National Kidney Foundation, it's 2 blocks away. They gave us a bunch of brochures. It doesn't cost a thing to mail this in. I just encourage every single one of you to fill out this brochure with your name, address, and then 2 other things, and drop it in the mailbox. Postage is already paid for. Okay. And let's all say lives together. Thank you.